Listen, you guys, not that messy behind journalist, Elliot's friend coming out here to apologize to Nicki Minaj. Now, we're also going to be talking about, the Diddy getting taken into custody and the Transformers out there defending Tyla on her spaces. Jayz is out there being outed by a Super Bowl producer, and Nicki is out there reacting to that. We're also going to be talking about, that fraudulent nation being accused of signing artists in order to, eliminate competition for their favorite artists. And Doechii's tour dates are actually out there. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. Yesterday, I did a video and I spoke about how that Fadam got them, or whatever you want to call him, was out there disrespecting Nicki Minaj after he scolded an interview with her. And the moment Idiot Wilson was out there congratulating him, he decided to be messy, he decided to be shady, and he was out there saying, oh, Nicki ducked the smoke, blah, 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 blah. And you do know that one thing about Nicki Minaj in 2024, she does not give three hoots about literally anything. So, of course, she cast him out. She spoke about his breath. And all of those things, okay? And so it seems like she basically put him in his place, okay? And I don't blame her for doing that, because imagine getting a Nicki Minaj interview and you're not even that big, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is you're being messy, you're trying to please Idiot Wilson, you're trying to be messy. And this is the same guy who was exposed for talking a lot of smack about Nicki Minaj over the years. Like, if you guys see a collage of the tweets that he was out there tweeting about Nicki Minaj, you would actually realize that this man is even sick for sitting down and trying to interview the woman that you've talked so much smack about. Like, oh my God, let me just read some of the things that he said. He would say, well, Nicki Minaj just ain't the same. My only question is, why is Nicki Minaj still talking about Ish? Come on, damn. Cardi B making a music. This ain't what queens do. And, you could tell that, yeah, he was very biased and stuff like that. And even after that, he still managed to sit down with Nicki Minaj and had an entire interview with her. And after that, imagine, after not getting charged for an interview, this woman sat down for an interview with you, and then the next thing you do, you're running your mouth. So yeah, after that, the Barbz don't play. It's not a secret. Of course, people were going onto his page wanting to see. I went to his page wanting to see what the issue was about. I'm not even gonna lie. I went with my personal page and I was like, I just want to see what's up, okay? And yeah, he had privated his pages. All of his pages, he had logged them. He had logged his profiles, because I think he knew the kind of smoke that was gonna come his way. Because how dare you, like. How dare you? But anyway, the man decided to issue an apology to Nicki Minaj, okay? This is what he wrote. He said, I would like to apologize to Nicki Minaj for the unprofessional remarks after our interview in Cleveland. My actions took the spotlight of what was an amazing event to celebrate Nicki and her tour, her shoe line, as well as the many Barbz fans who came to see her that day. Like, F you, man. Like, this is the part where you're like, you're just such a clown. Like, that's the biggest interview you've ever gotten in your entire life. And this is how you decide to thank this woman. So let me know, Barbz, like, are you guys forgiving this person, and are you moving forward? What do you think about that, okay? And honestly, I'm living for this era of Nicki Minaj. For people who say that she shouldn't talk honestly, what are they going to do to her that they haven't done already? Like, that's the thing. What else? Because I keep seeing people in the comment section saying that, well, her mouth is going to be the end of her career. I mean, they've said that for the past how many years? For the past decade, that's what they've been saying. But here she is, still standing. Okay? They did all these antics. I mean, Pacific did the antics and gave up. Fraudulent Nation is joining in on the antics. They will give up. Like, you know. So yeah, that was pretty hilarious to see the men seemingly backtracking. Now, speaking about Fraudulent Nation and Nicki Minaj ops, it seems like, well, that man from Fraudulent Nation is being left out to basically hang by his peers. There is a Super Bowl producer whose name is Collins, and he basically did an interview with Variety and outed the men from Fraudulent Nation for being the one who actually makes these decisions, who like picks the artists that are to perform. Because when Nicki Minaj spoke up, people started saying, like, there were a lot of excuses that people were coming up with. And one of the excuses why was, well, first of all, they said, well, Lil Wayne doesn't even care about that. She's doing too much. Lil Wayne is not hurt. Why is she speaking on his behalf? And then Lil Wayne came out, did a video. And I think one of the reasons why he did that video, contrary to what Joe Budden and friends may think is just to show appreciation to people who spoke up for him. Okay, because if he had remained quiet, of course people were going to feel like he wasn't offended or like he wasn't hurt but by everything that happened. So one of the reasons why that man came out and did that video is to say, I see you speaking up for me, and I will do the same, and I will show the world that this is also how I feel. Because already people had started to say, well, Nicki's doing too much for somebody who's not hurt. So of course they could not peddle that narrative anymore. And so the tone switched to say that, well, why is Nicki going off on Jayz? Jayz doesn't even make those decisions. And so here in comes this man who is a producer at the Super Bowl telling us that, well, indeed, actually Jayz is the one who makes the pick. So this is what he had to say in that Variety interview. And personally, I was just like, yeah, let's see now how they will change, the narrative, how they will change the tone. What other excuse are they going to come up with? This man said, we love Wayne. There is always Vegas odds on who's going to get to perform it. But I think we're going to do an amazing show with Kendrick. And I think everybody's going to love the halftime show. I know Kendrick is going to work exceptionally hard to deliver an amazing show. And he also said it's a decision that Jay makes. Okay, when speaking about choosing the annual halftime act. And he said, since we've been on board with that show, he's made it very and it's been amazing. He's always picked right. So clearly the man is the one who does the picking. So all those people were coming to his defense saying that, well, it's not him who does the picking. The man who works at the Super Bowl is out there saying that the man is the one who does the picking. So yeah, let me know, you guys, in the comment section, what other excuse do you think people are going to come up with to defend the man from Fraudulent Nation? Okay, because yeah, it's kind of interesting and it's kind of tricky, but to a certain extent I'm just gonna watch all of this play out as well, because Lil Wayne was out there following him around like a little puppy, wanting to get that entire spot. And for a couple of months, I kind of felt some kind of, I don't know, energy when it comes to Nicki Minaj. I guess he was also trying to please the massa being Jayz, obviously, in this type of thing. So yeah, I hope that serves to teach him that, you know what, no matter, like, there's pandering will not get you anyway. Like, literally, you will still pander to people if they don't like you, or if they feel intimidated or threatened by what you have done in the industry or the people that you have introduced us to. Because I mean, having Nicki and Drake and being their godfather, well, quote unquote, that's a flex that not many have. That's a flex that a lot of people would want to say that, well, I'm responsible for these great acts in the industry. So obviously the man feels some type of way. I mean, he wanted to sign both Drake and Nicki Minaj at some point. So obviously Wayne should have known that no matter how much he had pandered to this man, if you could do your artist dirty just because they refuse to sign with him, he will also do you dirty. Okay, but yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about this whole ordeal. But one interesting thing that I've noticed is that these people will have no problem feeding Jayz to the wolves, because with the backlash that is currently going on online, you would think that an organization would collectively take ownership of the decision. But the fact that they are out there saying, well, Jay is the one who picked, and they have no problem saying that to the black community, shows you that when ish hits the fan, these people will feed him to the wolves. Okay, and if somebody starts to do so much as expose him or something like that, I believe that he will be very disposable, just the way that Diddy realized that he is disposable. And call me a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like to a certain extent, the whole Drake and that man from Fraudulent Nation thing, I think it's a power thing as well, because I feel like Drake was also in bed with a lot of executives to a point where the men from Fraudulent Nation started feeling like he was gonna, get maybe his position with the execs was gonna get, shaken by Drake or something like that. I mean, Drake literally has Lucian on his speed dial. Of course, the speed dial had to be dramatic, but all I'm saying is that entire Kendrick on Drake thing, and that entire, let's say Drake did this with the P allegations and things like that. It wouldn't be surprising if that man from Fraudulent Nation is behind it, and not just because Drake is on top as an artist, no, but because maybe Drake was about to move and into positions of being an exec or things like that. I mean, he already has OVO going on, and with the industry men that he had to his side, he had the capacity to kind of shake, that man from Fraudulent Nation's power. Because I feel like the executives don't hesitate to throw, like, once there's one new person in, they will throw out the old one, like just the way they are doing the Diddler. So the same way they are turning their backs to the Diddler, they can turn their backs to Jayz to make room for Drake if he ever wanted to step into that corporate world, into that executive world. But that's just my conspiracy theory, okay? It's not like it happened. But that's what I'm now starting to pick up from, the little things that are happening. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, speaking about the industry and its shenanigans, well, it is actually being reported that, well, the men, the Diddler, might have been taken into federal custody. And this is according to TMZ. They are saying that, well, the man was taken into federal custody, and nobody has the actual details on what exactly the crimes are for that, but people are suspecting that obviously it's those SA allegations. And yeah, let me know, you guys, in the comment section what you think about that. And they also came through with an update saying that, well, his arrest was also scheduled for Tuesday, but something happened that caused the feds to move in a day earlier. Now, yeah, honestly, at some point nobody thought like this man was going to be touchable and things like that, but this is how exactly life works. And with the headlines that are coming lately around the men from Fraudulent Nation, I could see it's coming, because the days that just the days that were before this man was now taken, like all the evidence was now coming out, people were now very vocal about the doings of this man. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Do you think that's another R. Kelly that we have coming or not? Now, the next thing that we are going to be talking about, oh my God, I wanted to talk about the men from Fraudulent Nation. I saw a discussion on Twitter about how Fraudulent Nation signed the artist Ken the Man, and people feel like, well, that was not done with good intention, saying that, well, the woman was even way more visible in terms of her career before she got signed to Fraudulent Nation. And after she signed to Fraudulent Nation, it seems like they just shelved her and they're not doing anything for her career. Meanwhile, Bongo 2 is out there gallivanting with a music video for every necessary rhyme that she has. At the same time, Ken the Man, nothing is happening for her. And of course, people started speculating that, well, maybe they actually signed her because they wanted to eliminate the competition, because people are citing that she really does give Bongo 2 a run for her money, saying that her lyricism is on another level. Now, I will admit that personally, I have not been like that much of a fan of hers. Like, don't follow her music like that, but I did take a listen to some of her work, and I will say that, yeah, she sounds pretty much like Bongo 2, like, but a better version, a more versatile version of Bongo 2, in my own opinion. It doesn't seem forced with her. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I could see that, being a thing. And this is the reason why, the likes of other people may feel like it's not smart to sign to Fraudulent Nation. And that's the reason why JT, the other time that rumors were coming out that she's signing to Fraudulent Nation, that's why I was like, I hope she knows what she's doing. Because it's not a lot of record labels that have the capacity and the non-bias to have multiple artists in the same genre. For example, multiple female rappers on the same label, and they will get the same amount of attention. It's not every female rapper that gets to do that. So now I'm thinking, if Fraudulent Nation has the likes of Ken and they are not doing anything for her, are they going to do something for Jetavia, or are they just going to shelve her and just eliminate her as competition to Bongo 2? So when I saw that, JT came to my mind and I was like, I hope she's making the right decision. And now I'm just thinking with this entire narrative that, well, women need to be humbled, Nicki Minaj needs to be humbled, and this and that. I'm now thinking that had she signed to Fraudulent Nation and they had decided that, like, if they would decide that, well, your time is up now, we want another girl to come, do you guys realize the amount of power that these guys would have on her? Like signing to a label that has this notion that, well, female rappers have got an expiry date wouldn't have been a good move for Nicki Minaj. And people brag and they say that, well, she would have gotten a lot of opportunities. At what cost, though? At the cost of not having your freedom, at the cost of, waiting on another man to say, well, it's time for you to retire. Well, it's time for you to open doors for another woman. You guys don't understand how much frustrating that can be. But anyway, let me know, you guys, in the comment section what you think about Ken the man. The next thing that we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Doechii. Now, it seems like she has released dates to her tour, and congratulations to her for being able to go on tour. And it seems like the tickets are going to be on sale this Friday, and I wonder what the venues are going to be like for Doechii. I hope that she just doesn't become over ambitious. I feel like it's better to fill a venue that you have the capacity to fill than to book a stadium or book an arena and not have people, just so people will say that, well, you had a show in an arena. I feel like that's the densest decision anyone could ever make. But let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And the last thing that we are going to be talking about, it seems like, well, Comrade the Transformer is out there speaking up, okay? Speaking up for Tyla, basically coming at the people who were criticizing, quoting what Armon Wiggins said and things like that. Now, you do know that both of the people that spoke on Tyla, the Transformer, feels some type of way about them. It was Joe Budden and it was also Armon Wiggins. And yeah, I dislike to admit this, but she spoke a lot of sense, eh? She spoke a lot of sense in that whole Tyla thing, in my own opinion, in terms of her stature and everything. Yeah, but then again, with her, it always ends up being about her, because, like, at the end, you can hear her referring to herself in that entire situation, saying, oh, wow, for example, I do this, and I'm just like, oh. Okay, so I think I'll just insert what she had to say, and you guys let me know what you think about that. I would try and censor it. It's so much cussing. Like I can't. Like with her, I can't. It seems like one word in, and the next she's cussing. I guess that's what happens when your vocabulary is not all the way there. You feel like you have to cuss after every other word, because I didn't understand what that was about. And for me, the Joe Budden situation is always funny to me, because he has all the smoke for Tyla, but the moment the actual biggest industry plant of all time, that time when that biggest industry plant was out there dragging him on Spaces, he was shaking in his boots. So I'm like, you have all this smoke for a 22-year-old girl, and you don't have the same smoke for someone who was out there accusing you of doing substances that cannot be mentioned, you know. I just find it hilarious. But anyway, I don't think that after I said that, I will be coming back. So thank you very much for watching, you guys, and do not forget to subscribe. Until my next one, see you.
Tyla wished she never won that Emmy Award. If she would have known that Emmy Award would have brought so much hate, so much criticism, I bet for a fact she'd be crying tonight. Like, the internet is insufferable. The way that you guys will take a picture, take a moment, and make it something that is not, and then just crush somebody, and like, y'all criticize so much that y'all not even noticing, like, you're bullying this girl, and if you really about it, you don't really have a mother to. Like, you really, really don't have a reason to, but you making this a reason because you already for whatever reason. Like, something about her that y'all just probably don't like, and I don't know what it is. but y'all are doing too much, and it's disgusting. First and first, I seen a video of her asking Lil Nas X. I saw a video of her asking Lil Nas X to hold her. And let me tell y'all something. I have asked other artists to hold my awards for me, myself, because them, like, those awards be so heavy, and then like when you have heels on and you put pressure on top of yourself, it really feel like your leg starts to wobble. Like, no lie, those awards are very heavy. Then you gotta worry about doing a speech and looking good while you. I just don't think that you guys understand how heavy those awards are. And also, I met Tyla in person. I'm 5'3". I'm 5'3", so I'm already like short. She's shorter than me, and no lie, she's shaped really beautifully, but she's very, very skinny like Mariah type of skinny. Like she has to weigh like 109 pounds. So imagine you 109 pounds and you. She literally asked Lil Nas X, but y'all trying to make this into like, oh, how rude is she to ask another female artist to hold her award like she's the help. And I love Haley, but she didn't even ask Haley to hold her award. She asked Lil Nas X, a man, to hold it. The thing about her too, that y'all think that she acts really uppity. Let me tell you something. A lot of Caribbean people and a lot of African people, like especially girls, like, all right, so I have an older sister, right? Her name is Nicki. She's also an artist. Her name is Nicki. She go by Nicki. And my sister has always been overly confident. And she always been overly confident, over jumpy, over smiley. Like she's the type. She always been the type of person that is like, if there's like a block party in the street, she's like the one that's gonna get in the middle of the street and dance. She's very happy. She's not shy at all. She's very different from me. She's very different from me. She's very different from Hennessy. She's my father's daughter. And she's from the Dominican Republic. A lot of people from different countries, they are very prideful. They're very happy. They're very jumpy. And I feel like us Americans, like, we just don't be like, we're not really like that. So it's like when somebody's always like so happy, so jumpy, so energetic, and so overly confident, we be like, what the is wrong with them? And my sister, she's so overly confident. She's always the life of the party, and also she's very pretty and she has an amazing body. So she always tries to prove to people like she's not easy. Like she likes to prove to people like, hey, no, I'm not like these other girls. I don't get down like that. I'm not. Sometimes when like y'all see Tyla like trying to prove like, oh no, I'm not dancing next to Usher, blah blah blah. I don't think that she's trying to like act like she's better than people. I honestly feel like sometimes people just, when somebody's so overly confident, they have to also overly prove that they're not easy. Because sometimes people really think that about you. And I feel like you guys are being really harsh on this girl. She's 2 years old. Also, do you know how hard it is to be a person from a different country trying to adjust to America? So she's a new artist, 22 years old, trying to adjust